Alright, this is the 07 Exige shifter. You can see it's got the new shifter mechanism. It's got the new dimension here for the gear and the shift. These are numbers off there. That's the part number. So, if you look at this, one mod I did make to this was enlarge this hole so that I could put a stabilizing bar or stabilizing bolt on here, and this goes into one of the blind nuts that I think should already be in the floorboard, on that raised floorboard part. And the way it works is this goes in here pretty much directly on there, and I think underneath I had it stacked like it's either stacked like this or I stacked it like that. I think it was like this on mine. And this is just a metal spacer cut to the right length, and that's going to keep the whole piece from wobbling back and forth. So that's the problem that all the stock ones have, and there's a lot of different solutions. Some people just stack washers, but this is a little bit lighter. You could also stack nuts, like oversized nuts, and then some washers to get the right height. This is what worked for me, and so you'll when you're bolting it in, you'll kind of get that in place, slide the bolt down in there, and because of this supporting piece that's riveted in, you can't get a socket on here. So what I did is I just threw this on the bandsaw and cut a slot, and then you can use a big flathead screwdriver to screw it down in, and it's not hard at all. So that's about it. This one is a little bit dirty in the inside because the top cover piece had suede, and the suede kind of comes on the inside a little bit when it was glued on, and over time just the suede droppings kind of get on here, and that's why it's got this black stuff. But otherwise it was never run like uncovered, so it's just natural stuff that gets attracted to the grease that's in here. So that's the mechanism there. This spring, you need this for the lockout, so when you put the shift knob down on here, it's going to compress the spring a little bit, and then this provides the extra resistance when you lift this up for the reverse lockout. So when you do reverse lockout, so I think it's already up there. When you do reverse lockout, it'll push against that spring as well. And that's the reverse lockout. And the reverse lockout works by this piece here can normally only go up to here. This little knob can only go up to the inside here, and then when you do the reverse lockout, it lifts it up. So you would go over and then lift it up, and then it can go over further, and that's how you get into the reverse. So that's about it. This block here, to reinstall this, you'll have to undo these 4 Phillips heads here. Take these screws out. This block will come out altogether, and there are 2 inside this. There are 2 cotter pins, or kind of like, I forget what they call them, roll pins. And the roll pins you can bang out with I just used a hex head, or sorry, a Allen wrench, and just tapped it with the head of another wrench or something like that to push it out of this plastic block. But these roll pins hold the end of the shift cables in. You'll see how it goes in. They go in one way, and then once you have them in correctly, you'll have this whole block sitting out here. You'll put both shift cables through there in the right order, so that the top one goes to the top and the bottom one goes to the bottom, and make sure you hook up the right cables for those, and then you'll put in these cotter pins here, and it'll you'll see it'll lock the shift cable in to this block, and then this block will be secured. Then you'll push it back down and kind of align it. You pry it with some screwdrivers or something, align it, and then put these in. And this area actually gets really tight, so what you need to do is you need to loosen this and this for the e-brake. You'll need to loosen those bolts, so I'm going to leave them kind of loose. And the shift cables, if you've seen in pictures, they come up through here. All three cables, the brake and the two shift cables, come up through here, and then they go through here, and then on this side of the actually, I think you can fit them, maybe you can fit them on the bottom somehow, but you can also make it fit on through here and here, so it'll go like my finger's going like that, and then it'll come up, and these I just twisted up, but these are for the this is for that big bundle of wire, not the cables. This is the big bundle of wire will run along here. So that's about it. And then the last thing you'll do is tighten these back up, probably after you've got it mounted in the car. These use the seat bolts to mount to the tub. There's this one here, and then there's two, I think 10mm bolts up here. Actually, it's this one and this one. You can see where the scrapes are. That's where it fit on mine. So probably on a right-hand drive car, it would be on the other side. That's about it.